All right, let's jump right in. We all know the scene, right? A super hungry coyote, a bird that's impossibly fast, and a whole desert littered with Acme brand gadgets. It's the Roadrunner cartoon. I mean, it was a Saturday morning classic for pretty much everyone. But what if I told you it's not just about the slapstick? See, according to one really fascinating theory, this whole chase is anything but simple. This idea suggests that buried underneath all the falling anvils and faulty rocket skates is a really complex allegory, a symbolic story with a way, way deeper meaning. So, are we just watching a cartoon for kids, or are we actually seeing some kind of secret performance? And this is the core idea from the source we're looking at today. It actually calls the cartoon a profound pantomime, a symbolic blueprint for a huge cosmic struggle it refers to as the Great Game. Now that's a pretty bold claim, right? It suggests that every single fall, every explosion, and every little meep meep is a symbol that was chosen on purpose. So this whole allegory kicks off with a setting. That classic sun-baked desert, it isn't just a random backdrop. In this interpretation, it stands for a beautiful but barren zoo. Like a cosmic enclosure where this eternal drama is kind of forced to play out over and over again. So with the stage set, let's get to know the actors. First on the list, Wile E. Coyote. And right off the bat, this theory just flips the script on everything you thought you knew about this guy. So forget about him being the villain. We're being asked to see him as something else, something much more important. So here's the absolute kicker. The coyote isn't the bad guy. He's the protagonist. He's the one we're actually following. The one with all the plans and the ambition. He's the character who actually does stuff. The whole story, when you think about it, is told from his point of view. This theory actually defines his role as the active principle. Or to put it another way, he's the verb of the story. I mean, think about it. If you take the coyote out of the equation, what happens? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. He is the engine that drives the whole narrative forward. He's the source of every scheme, every chase, and every single fiery explosion. And that is so key here. 100% of the chaos is started by him. The Roadrunner, he just runs. The coyote is the one who brings all this chaos into what would otherwise be a totally stable, quiet desert world. But how exactly does he do it? Well, he does it with technology. Specifically those infamous products from the Acme Corporation. The source we're looking at argues these gadgets are a symbol for something it calls profane technology. Basically, a flawed, man-made science that's always trying to imitate a divine power it can never, ever truly duplicate. It's just an endless, sad cycle of ordering a product, unboxing it, and watching it fail spectacularly. And that brings us to his amazing failures, doesn't it? The endless tumbles from cliffs, the bombs blowing up right in his face, it's not just there for a laugh. In this allegory, it's called a ritual humiliation. Each and every failure is supposed to be a lesson, proving that these man-made technological schemes to capture something divine are always, and I mean always, doomed from the start. Okay, so now let's talk about the other player in this game. All right, let's flip the coin and look at the other side of this equation. The super elusive and, according to this theory, kind of divine Roadrunner. If the coyote is our tragic hero, then the Roadrunner, well, he's something way more mysterious. He is simply the king. The difference between them couldn't be more stark. If the coyote is the verb, always acting, always striving, then the Roadrunner is the noun. He doesn't do anything, he just is. He just exists in this state of perfect, effortless motion, totally unbothered, totally untouchable. He doesn't scheme or plot or attack. He just is. And this is what the source calls the passive principle. The Roadrunner is the ultimate prize, the stable, still center of the universe that the coyote's chaos just spins around. He's called the sleeping monarch because he seems almost totally unaware of the cosmic importance of this chase he's at the center of. Okay, but that raises a huge question, right? How does he do it? I mean, the coyote is stuck with gravity and shoddy engineering, but the Roadrunner seems to be playing by a completely different set of rules, just casually ignoring the laws of physics. You've seen this a million times, that classic gag. The Roadrunner paints a tunnel on the side of a giant rock and then just zips right through it. But when the coyote tries to follow, Bam, he slams right into solid rock. Now, this isn't just a clever cartoon trick. The allegory says this is the monarch showing his mastery over the lore, the basic laws of this reality. He has the power to bend those rules, to literally create a doorway where everyone else just sees a wall. And then, of course, there's the sound he makes. That simple, almost taunting meep, meep that echoes across the desert. Is it just a bird call, or, like everything else we've talked about, does it have a secret meaning too?
Well, according to this source, meep meep is actually a phonetic cipher. It's not just a sound, it's a word. Or to be more precise, it's a name. It stands for me, the sacred personal name of this divine monarch, this alpha. So with every single cry, he's literally announcing his own divine identity to the one chasing him.
So let's try and put all these pieces together. We've got the active pursuer and the passive prize. We've got profane, man-made technology versus divine mastery over reality. So what does it all mean when you look at the whole picture? What are the actual rules of this desert game? What we're looking at is this kind of cosmic duality. You have the coyote as beta, the sun, he's active, fiery, the pursuer who relies on flawed technology. And then you have the Roadrunner as alpha, the moon. He's passive, stable, the protected prize who represents divine power. It's this eternal opposition, just played out with rockets and giant slingshots. So, the grand theory, the big conclusion, is this. The cartoon is a perfect summary of this game. It's the story of an active, technological player who uses every single trick in the book to relentlessly chase a passive, divinely protected monarch who gets away effortlessly every single time. The chase never ends, and the result is always the same.
And all of that leaves us with one last really fascinating question to chew on. If this entire cartoon is just a pantomime, right? A symbolic blueprint of some larger cosmic game, who are the real players? What real-world chase is this whole cartoon a stand-in for? That's definitely something to think about the next time you see a cartoon coyote fall off a cliff.